Hello, my name is Kristen, and my official job title is Innovation and Research Specialist. And what that means is I'm basically a research assistant at a company that makes employment simulations. And our employment simulations are online tests that candidates take when they're applying for a job. So describing my typical day is kind of difficult because what I do varies a lot from day to day. I'm never really working on the same thing, which is why I love my job. But it's kind of my job to just help out wherever I'm needed. So my specific job, I work a lot on the development side of our simulation. So I could be spending a day talking to clients, whether I'm either interviewing them in a job analysis situation over the phone or maybe in person. We do a lot of site visits as well, where we'll actually go to the company and interview their employees there, watch how they work, gather information there so that we're able to create simulations from that. And I write a lot of scripts for our simulation, so I can be writing the actual dialogue that the characters are saying or the actual questions that will appear in the test. We also do a lot of analysis with client data, creating reports for them to kind of see where they are. And on the flip side of that coin, I also sometimes work with our marketing team. So I could be spending a day writing press releases or blog posts for our website, or just helping people prepare for maybe a conference that our company is attending or presenting at. So it's a lot of variation in what I do, and I kind of work with all the different departments at once, which is why I like it. It's a lot of variety. My company also does a lot of original research, so I could be helping gather that, whether I'm creating surveys or different questionnaires to hand out, and as well as analyzing that data when we get it back. And so it's really important for me to prioritize what I'm doing, because I'm usually working on so many different things at once that I kind of need to figure out what I need to work on now, what's due the soonest. And so it's important to kind of be able to multitask in that way. As for my schedule, it's a pretty standard office schedule, I would think. I just work from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, which is pretty standard. I think you'll see that in most situations. But as for my stress level, I like my job a lot because I don't feel that it's very stressful. Because like I described before, I'm kind of allowed to set my own pace and decide what I want to work on. Unless obviously there's a strict deadline that I need to meet, then I know I need to be, working on that. But sometimes we do have clients that put a rush order on something, so we'll have to, churn that out really quickly. But usually it's up to me to kind of decide what I want to work on. So that's why I like my job. It's a lot of variation and it's a lot of fun. So the basic requirements for working in my job are, first and foremost, a master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology. Chances are you probably haven't heard of industrial and organizational psychology, or IO psychology as we call it, unless you already know what it is. But it is a growing field, so that's really exciting for us. When I describe IO psychology to people, I say it's basically business psychology. And so we apply the principles of psychology to the workplace. So what we do is help businesses select the best employees, or help make sure that the employees they do have are engaged and efficient workers. So while I was an undergraduate, I majored in psychology and minored in business administration. I kind of thought those two things were my best bet if I wanted to work in business psychology. There was a lot of competition getting into a master's program for graduate school. So it's really important that you just start preparing as early as you can. The program that I went to was pretty small. I think they accepted maybe 14 people out of probably around 100 applicants. So it's really important that you stand out as much as you can. And one way to do that is just obviously good grades, good GRE score. I mean, I think that kind of goes without saying. If you don't know what the GRE is, it's basically the SAT for graduate school. So it's just a standardized test, very similar to the SAT that they use when admitting people to graduate school. If you have the chance to work on a research project while you're in college, I definitely say take that opportunity, because that's something that can give you a lot of skills and experience that you'll be using in graduate school, and also helps you stand out a lot. Especially if you get to present your work at a conference, because a lot of people probably don't have that experience. I know that I actually got the opportunity to present at a conference, and a lot of my fellow students hadn't, so I thought that really gave me a leg up on the competition while I was applying. Another thing is that you should probably be pretty well versed in statistics. It's a really crucial part of my field, and there's a computer program that we use a lot called SPSS that is basically just a program that computes all your statistics for you. So if you get any opportunity to learn that or to use it at all, I would say take that, because that's only going to help you down the road. I honestly wish I had taken statistics instead of calculus while I was in high school, because it's way more applicable to what I'm doing now. I can't say that I've honestly used calculus at any point during my job. But obviously while I was in high school, I just knew I wanted to do psychology. I didn't really know what field I wanted to go in, so kind of lost that opportunity there, but hindsight bias. Another thing that's important is an internship. I mean, obviously any on-the-job experience you can get is only going to help you, because a lot of employers want you to already have some type of experience when you're going into the job. IO internships are really great because they can kind of be found anywhere. I mean, most companies have a hiring and selection team that they need help with, so you can always start there. Other places that you can look for IO internships are any company that creates employee assessments or needs help analyzing employee survey feedback, any human resources department. That's the great thing about IO, is that you can pretty much work at any company because they all have some kind of IO field. So those are the basic requirements for doing what I do. Good education, good experience, and you'll be good to go. One of the best parts about my job is that I always feel like I'm making a difference. We're always helping our clients make their organizations better by helping them to choose the best employees for the job. A thing I love about my company is that we have a really collaborative work environment, and every department works together on every project, and even though everyone has their own little piece of stuff that they're working on, if you ever have a question about something or you need help, there's always someone that you can turn to that will help you out. And I always feel like I'm being challenged on my job, whether it's to answer research questions or find improvements to current processes, and I really love being able to solve those puzzles every day. On the other hand, one of the worst parts about my job is probably dealing with clients. If you ever had a customer service job before, you know that dealing with clients is not always the easiest thing. You have clients that think they know better than you, or clients who don't meet deadlines, or other clients that need their hands held throughout the entire process. But it's just important to find the balance between providing great customer service while also making sure that what needs to get done is done. And while not every client is going to be like that, you just need to make sure that you're prepared for the ones who are. My final advice to you is to make everything in your undergraduate education count. I've noticed that everything I did in college really laid the groundwork for my graduate school career. And a fun fact about myself is that I actually worked with my current company on a research project while I was an undergrad. And then when I was about to finish up graduate school, they recruited me to come work for them full time. So it's always important to network whenever you can, because you never know who you're going to meet. And the connections that you make in college could really turn out to be some of the most important connections you ever make. So always make sure to leave a good impression.